Summer's here, and that means cold desserts. How about a pie that tastes like frozen whipped lemonade? No baking, barely any equipment, and all creamy, tangy goodness. Let me show you how it comes together. Hi friend, come on in. I have made several versions of this pie over the years, and I feel like this is the best version. Not only is it light, but it doesn't feel overly sweet, which I really appreciate. If you saw my no-churn ice cream video, you'll love this just as much. This icebox pie is another make-ahead summer dessert that's simple, sweet, and totally chill. I am making the crust to go with this pie using Maria's cookies. If you want to save time or the hassle of finding these cookies, a pre-made graham cracker crust will work in a pinch. If you want to make your own crust, great! The crust is 2 ingredients and a little prep. Maria's crackers are like a digestive or tea cookie, but with a light coconut flavor. While a graham cracker is not a direct substitution, it will work, as will the digestive or tea cookie. I am using 1 6-ounce tube of these Maria's cookies, which can be found in the ethnic food section of many stores. Let me know if you can get these outside of the Americas. I'm curious, and I'm also sorry if you can't. If you have a food processor, you can make short work of turning these into crumbs. My food processor is so small that it is faster to use a bag and rolling pin instead of chopping these up in multiple batches. However you get to your crumbs, they don't have to be perfectly fine. A little texture is good. You will need about 1.5 cups of crumbs total for a smaller 8-inch pie plate. If you are using a 9-inch pie plate or springform pan, you will probably need more crumbs. If you are using a food processor, stream in the butter to mix evenly. You will need about 6 to 7 tablespoons of melted butter. Otherwise, toss the butter in the crumbs as evenly as possible. I am looking for the crumbs to hold together when I squeeze them and not instantly powder with slight pressure. I did end up adding in a little more butter to get the crumbs to hold together properly. With the springform, it is your choice how far you want to take the crumbs up, if at all. The higher you go, the more cookies you might need to use, and the more challenging it might be to keep the crumbs in place. I had some stick to my fingers when pressing that caused a little trouble getting the crumbs to stay in place. And that is the crust. Easy and no bake. This same crust method works with most cookies like Oreos, graham crackers, and Biscoff. On to the filling. I have some lemon juice and zest I processed about a month ago in preparation for making this pie. I have a potted Meyer lemon tree that I was able to harvest some lemons from, and I didn't want them to sit around going bad. I like to zest and juice citrus to keep in the freezer for when I need it. I generally freeze in 1/4 or 1/2 cup measures so I can pull out the amount I need when I need it. To 1 can, about 1 3/4 cups of sweetened condensed milk, add 1/2 cup of lemon juice, and the zest if you'd like a more intense flavor. If you don't keep a can of sweetened condensed milk on hand, I don't, I have a video linked showing how I made it for this recipe. Combine the milk and juice well. The zest is optional, but definitely makes for a nice visual touch as well. While I reused the bowl I made the crust in, it is best to use a clean bowl for whipping the cream. In a separate bowl, I have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and I want to whip that to soft peaks. It is better to go more firm than be too runny. Just don't turn it into butter. Soft peaks on whipped cream should fall over when the whisk is turned upside down, but remain on the whisk without falling off. Stiff peaks will remain upright. Just like with the no-churn ice cream, whipped cream adds a light, creamy texture here too. I want to gently fold in a portion of the whipped cream and work that in to lighten up the milk mixture. Now I can add the remaining whipped cream and fold that in until mixed. Folding 2 similarly colored ingredients can be tricky, so take your time and give it a few extra folds to make sure everything is evenly combined. At this point, extra crumbs can be added around the edges to give a nice decorative finish, or pipe on some extra whipped cream. Let this set up in the fridge for a soft set or the freezer for a firmer set. Enjoy straight from the fridge or freezer. This is a really lovely, simple dessert that doesn't heat up the house. The whipped cream keeps it light while also keeping it from being too sweet. I've eaten other versions of this pie at cookouts that use 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk, and they are heavy and very sweet. So enjoy this whipped frozen lemonade pie along with your summer barbecue. Need a side for your cookout? My baked beans recipe pairs perfectly. Check that out next. If you like fun summer content like this, hit that subscribe button as I have more chill desserts coming this summer. And thanks for hanging out with me today.